Thank you, Kiko, for meeting with me on Zoom after your workday. I am Catherine Baxter. You can call me Kate. I'm an HR investigator from Community Hospital.
I've just come back from there. I could have met you there if I knew.
Oh, no, I'm not there. I mean, I'm working remotely.
Safely from home, I see.
Well, how are you?
How am I? Is that what you want to talk about?
Well, I just want to know if you're okay.
I've been working for 14 hours and haven't eaten since this morning except for a snack bar. COVID patients were brought in every 15 minutes, and I've lost count of how many patients died today. We still don't have enough PPE, and we're even reusing N95 masks. And I haven't seen my fiancé for weeks. No, I'm not okay.
Oh, well, I am sorry to hear that. You have a fiance. Is he Japanese or American?
Has anyone asked you about your partner's ethnicity? Then why do you need to know whether I'm going to marry a Japanese or American?
Look, I didn't mean to offend you. I was just making conversation.
My fiancé is a white American. No, I don't need a green card from the marriage. And my fiancé is a she, not he. Cut the crap, would you? If HR wants to meet me at 10 p.m., I assume it's not just for girls' talk.
All right, then. Tell me what happened this afternoon.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You were reported to HR for your racial discriminatory behavior.
Excuse me? Someone reported me as a racist? Look at me. Usually I'm the one who is discriminated against.
Well, that's why I need to know what happened. It could be a misunderstanding, but since it was reported to me, I need to confirm the facts.
I really don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Just tell me what it is.
This afternoon at 2:48 p.m., when Dave Robinson was brought to the ER, the report here says, quote, refused to treat him because of his race.
Dave Robinson? And I don't even know food. Is he a tall black man with very short hair?
He is an African American male, 6'2", but the report does not mention his hair length, though. So you remember him? Is that true? You refused to treat him because he was an African American?
I didn't refuse to treat. I just walked away.
Kiko, you have to understand that this is a very serious accusation. In this country, we don't tolerate racial discrimination.
Especially when it is committed by a non-white person. Yes, I understand it's serious.
I need to know exactly what happened.
It's a little complicated.
Well, that's why I'm here.
It might be a long story.
I just need the facts, not a story.
It's hard to explain.
Try harder?
Well, a couple of weeks ago,
When exactly?
it was the weekend, so it must be Saturday, April 4th.
Okay. What time?
It was after work, so it must have been between 9 p.m. and 9:30 p.m.
Okay. Go on.
I was attacked.
You mean you were sexually or physically assaulted?
No, not sexually or physically, thank God, but verbally
Where was it?
at the subway station near a hospital.
And how did it happen?
I was standing on a platform waiting for the train. Then a tall, short haired black man spotted me and started yelling at me. He said, "We got the China virus because of you. Go back to your own country." And he spit on me.
Jesus.
Luckily, his spit didn't reach me because I tried to keep enough of the social distance from him since he wasn't wearing a mask. But his word and his hatred really got me.
Of course.
Then the train arrived, so I ran to the next car and got in.
Did he follow you?
No, he wasn't near me anymore, but I couldn't stop shaking. Fear, of course, and anger.
Was anyone near you on the platform or was it deserted?
There are several people on the platform, but no one stopped him. No one said anything, as if they all agreed with him.
I don't think that.
China virus, he said. Now it's an official term from the President of the United States. I'm not even Chinese, and that's not even the point. I work 14 hours a day to save people's lives. He attacked me just because I'm Asian. Because President Trump encouraged that hatred towards Asians. Significant numbers of assault toward Asians and Asian Americans have already been reported because of that stupid comment, but no one did anything.
Did you report it?
No, I didn't. And since it wasn't a physical assault, I thought I had no evidence. At least I could have recorded him on my cell phone or something, but when you are the target, you just freeze.
So you didn't do anything about it?
No, I didn't. Now I think I should have. But also, I didn't want to be a crybaby. To be honest, it's not so unusual for us to get verbal harassment from Black folks. Not this much, of course, but it happens often. Like, Chink, go back to China. It's so wrong. They should have called me Jap instead. I've never been to China. But again, that's not the point. And don't get me wrong, I support Black Lives Matter because I'm against racism, any kind of racism. But somehow they think it's okay to bully Asians. I didn't tell anyone about that night because it happens all the time anyway. So I just wanted to forget about it.
Were you able to forget?
Actually, I almost did because every day has been like a battlefield. But when he Dave Robinson was brought in. All of a sudden, the memory of that night came back. And I found myself shaking. I was shaking so badly, I didn't think I could even put an IV in his vein. So I just left. I was embarrassed and also afraid I might do something stupid. So I just walked away.
Where did you go?
I went to the bathroom and stayed there until I was no longer shaking. I don't remember how long I was there. Then when I came back, another patient was brought in. So I forgot about it again.
Was he the man that attacked you?
I thought he was at that time, but now I'm not sure. You know, black and white people often say Asians all look the same, but to be honest, black or white people, they also look the same to us. I remember him as a tall black man with short hair, but I don't even remember whether he had a beard or not. I only remembered his race and body type, not even his face. Because for me, black people all look the same. That's really a racist thing to say, isn't it? I might be no different from the racist asshole who attacked me just because I'm Asian.
That's debatable, but I am glad that you told me this, Kiko. I also talked to other people about this incident, and almost everyone denied that you were a racist. Because let's face it, proportionately, more of our COVID patients are African Americans and Latinos, but you never had problems with them before. Some suggested that there might be some kind of cultural misunderstanding.
Cultural misunderstanding. What a convenient term. Almost every misunderstanding is a sort of individual misunderstanding. But somehow only the Eastern culture gets this culture misunderstanding blame or excuse. Please don't put that culture misunderstanding shit in your report. It might be convenient, but it has nothing to do with my culture. I'd rather take the blame as an unprofessional because now I realized how unprofessional I was just to leave, even if he was that guy. My job is to save lives.
I agree that this has nothing to do with your culture. You were the victim of a hate crime based on racial discrimination. You were traumatized by the incident that occurred on April 4th, and you had a flashback this afternoon. So you had to step away for a moment to protect the patient's safety. If you need PTSD treatment, I can send you the info. And that's not being crying baby. Kiko, if this happens again,
It won't happen again.
but if it happens again, don't leave quietly. Tell someone. Tell them something like you're not feeling well, or you need to go to the bathroom. Something. Just cover your ass. Then they will at least know why you left. Don't assume that everyone thinks the way that you do. If someone else left that way, you might assume that it was because the person had an emergency. But some racist asshole that might assume that it was because you were also a racist.
I never thought of that.
Hey, this is America. Now, let's talk about your working conditions. First of all, take a break for God's sake. Now, replacing lunch with a snack bar, that is not acceptable. I understand that this situation is tough and crazy right now, but you're entitled to take some breaks during your work hours. If your boss won't allow that, you let me know that immediately. I'll deal with him. Also, the PPE shipment will be coming next week. You just hang in there for a few more days.
Oh, I was just told to wait until next month because PPE is so expensive right now.
And risking your lives because of that expense? You think I'm an idiot?
Well, thank you for not being that idiot.
Also, your overtime, that hasn't been reported accurately. I really don't believe that you leave every day at 7 p.m.
But he said it was HR.
We did discourage your overworking, but never encourage the underreporting. I understand you might have to stay late since there are literally life and death situations. Then at least you should get paid for your work. And again, don't worry about your boss. I'll deal with him.
Does HR have such power?
I said I'll deal with him. Huh? Don't be a victim of mismanagement. Know your rights and don't just suffer quietly. You don't owe us anything. You have an excellent work record and we really appreciate your contributions. Know your value. I mean that. I have a feeling that this COVID situation is going to last a long time. You might not need us, but we need you. You remember that. You might have a fundamental distrust of our hospital. I don't blame you. But let me be clear. My job is to support you so that you can do your job well. And I am very capable of doing my job very well. You understand?
Yes. You are such a badass.
I am. Why shouldn't I be? You take some time off. You need rest.
Am I suspended?
No, of course not. This is all clear now, but you haven't taken any vacation or sick days since last December. We need you to be healthy and capable.
The guy, Dave Robinson, is he okay or is he dead?
No, he's not dead. I heard he was in stable condition. We don't yet know how he got infected with COVID-19. He was working at the A to Z market.
That small supermarket near the station? I stopped going there because I didn't feel safe. They squeeze so much stuff in such a small space. And also, it's always so crowded and there's no ventilation. I should have talked to the manager as a medical professional. They might have listened.
I doubt they would have. But now there's going to be a full investigation into their violations against the COVID-19 safety protocols.
He was also the victim of mismanagement. I'll be there tomorrow.
Are you sure? Don't underestimate trauma. You can't control it, but it will control you.
You're right. I'll take tomorrow off and I'll be back the day after.
Are you sure?
Positive. And other folks probably need rest too. Also, I should keep an eye on Dave. The first few days can be very tricky.
You got tomorrow off. And again, don't worry about your boss. I'll protect you. You treat yourself to something nice.
Maybe I'll get some ice cream.
What's your favorite flavor?
Chocolate?
Try Godiva's double chocolate. Ooh, it's divine. Or Edie's double fudge chocolate. That's good too.
You're so resourceful.
I am, especially for ice cream. I would love to chat with you, but I got another meeting coming up.
This late?
Well, since we work safely from home, I work 24/7.
I'm so sorry. I was such a bitch.
It's okay. And also, some people are only available to talk at this hour. So that works for me too. Again, that's my job. You do your job, Kiko. I will do mine.
Call me Kay.
Okay, Kay. We will get through it together.
Yes, we will. Thank you for everything, Kate.
Thank you for your work. Don't forget that double chocolate.